Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks is tasked with caring for Montana's wildlife.
Now recently, FWP got a chance to renew history by returning wildlife to an area where it once roamed free. We head to the Little Belts this week in Fish and Wildlife.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife, sponsored by your local Montana Toyota dealers.
Thursday morning, time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. We're outdoors at Region 3 headquarters with Morgan Jacobsen. Morgan, some interesting activity been going on here lately involving some biologists and some work with the bighorn sheep. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Chet, we're really excited to have been able to reintroduce bighorn sheep to the Little Belt Mountains recently. It's a really exciting restoration project, involved a lot of partners, extensive funding and volunteer collaboration, and basically it entails translocating about 50 bighorn sheep from the south side of the Missouri River breaks to the Little Belt Mountains, which hasn't had bighorn sheep for many decades, really in any significant numbers for the past 100 years. So it's a really exciting project, involves, like I said, a lot of partners, and we're just really thrilled about it.
Yeah, these undertakings are not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I would imagine there were a lot of people involved.
That's right. There's a lot of public scoping, a lot of planning. Eventually gained approval from the Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission. And then, during the capture, during the project, we contracted with a helicopter to capture and net 50 bighorn sheep. Each sheep was outfitted with a GPS collar, which will provide some really meaningful data as those sheep get settled in this new area, and provide some data on how they're using the habitat, where they're going, what part of the range that they're using. Each sheep, was also, biological samples were taken, and these sheep were released. And so, this is, like I said, the first restoration project for bighorn sheep in a long time, and really anywhere in Montana for a long time, and represents, the culmination of a lot of work inside the agency and with our partners and with landowners, and it's just really exciting.
I know that this is a big deal for the area where they're going into the Little Belts, but this is also super helpful for the area where they came from as well. Obviously, the sheep population doing very well there, probably too well in some ways.
Yeah, so that part of the South Missouri breaks was doing very well. Like you said, it's a very productive herd. In fact, it was about 20% over objective. And so, we decided to take advantage of that productivity and capture some of those sheep and use them to reestablish a herd that was there historically. It was a native range for bighorn sheep. In fact, Charlie Russell noted seeing sheep there. There's pictographs of bighorn sheep in that range. So it's a really special project, and one that we feel like will benefit the source herd that they came from, and will help establish a herd once again in the Little Belts.
Yeah, there's so many times in your work that you don't get a chance to do those kind of things. Being able to historically bring a little piece of Montana back, that's got to be a great feeling for all of you at FWP.
Oh, it really is. It's we prioritize native species in Montana. There's a lot of biological reasons for that, but really it's just kind of is just a special event. It's being able to handle bighorn sheep, which have been around for many years, long time, and be able to bring them back to where they once were. And help them reestablish themselves in a historic range is really a historic event in itself.
That's perfect. Again, Morgan Jacobsen joining us this morning. A really nice way to kick off 2021 with some good news for Montana's bighorn sheep population. Morgan, thank you very much.
You bet.
And that's This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife was sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.